Today I'm going to be reflecting on a Scratch game I worked on a few years ago for summer camp and how that ultimately helped me transition over to Unreal Engine 4. So to give a bit of context, I coded a lot of Scratch games when I was younger. But most of my projects were either boring, buggy, or just downright bad. Like what the But then I made this life-changing, top-of-the-line game, Subway Chaos. What made this game extra special was that it had all of the above, being buggy, broken, and downright bad. I had all the assurance I needed for Subway Chaos to be amongst the realms of Minecraft and the Oregon Trail, but it wasn't, and I forgot about it until I started learning Unreal Engine. To give some more context, I tried to learn Unreal once before in 8th grade over the summer, but the last time I tried, I flopped miserably. Just judge for yourself. Oh, and did I mention it was 300 megabytes zipped? So yeah, it belongs in the bin. So instead I asked Mr. Moo, "Yo, wanna learn Unreal Engine?"
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
After making our parkour game, we got good. Not. Well, being still bad, but not able to find a way to get good, I just started Subway Chaos. But what's a subway game without a train? So I started modeling a train.
This is the level name, so later we can change the level name to like Columbus Circle or something, I don't know. Front, it also has the symbol.
What I love about this the most was that I had no idea what a blender was, and so I did this using Unreal Engine box meshes. Now, I am unexcusably lazy, so instead of working on the game's main features, I ended up spending an entire week on a title screen. And my optimization was so bad that I had to use a different computer just to run the game. Oh, my bad, title screen. I also made a settings screen to actually finish the scene, so here's what it looks like. So I actually really like how this turned out, and I feel like it's one of the better looking things graphically that I've made to this day. I also ended up doing some user interface revisions, like changing the subway themed buttons, but we'll get to that later as to why I did that. But you can only go so high before you come down, and problems started to arise. I was losing motivation before I even wrote a single line of gameplay code. You see, the primary reason why I was slacking on the core mechanics was actually because I didn't know how to do them, not just because I was lazy. With this in mind, I took a short break but quickly come back because I realized that if I wanted to learn Unreal the right way, I should probably do it. So after some frantic searching, the dragging actually worked, kind of. Okay, so like some math values was wrong, but that's it. In the meantime, I also garnished the avid hatred for level design. I just found it really tedious and boring. And to escape from that torment, I started writing a few devlogs just on the itch.io website that I've created for the game. All of the original game's playable features has been finished, so actually the game itself wasn't too far away from the finish line. But see, now I have to design levels, and I don't want to do that, and there goes my motivation. So actually, since I got the mobile edition working, my original goal was to actually have the game release on iOS. And committing to that, I even bought an Apple developer's license beforehand, just to test it out. But it just turned error into more errors, and I was just not going to waste time doing this anymore, so I just called it quits and reaped my losses of $100. Or so you thought. I really fell into shiny object syndrome, and with it, Subway Chaos receded to the corner of my mind as I started a new project for mobile. But with it came its own set of challenges and roadblocks, so I just came back. And when I came back, I had the genius idea of sending a playable demo to the MTA in hopes of getting a sponsor. Well, they ended up rejecting that, and that broke the camel's back. So faced with rejection, failure, and an easy sidetrack to switch to, I was going to call it quits for the game with only 3 levels implemented. I caved. I took a 2-month break off Subway Chaos to work on the other mobile game, and that led nowhere either because of engine limitations once again. At this point, it's been weeks since I made devlogs, months since I touched a code, and a quarter from when I started on Subway Chaos. This project really was a staple of my year, but I really just let it die without giving it proper chance to thrive. Finally, in late March of 2021, 5 months after the initial inauguration of the project, I made this last devlog, sealing the coffin in which Subway Chaos was buried. I did, however, eventually come to the consensus that a partially finished game was still better than no game at all. The hard work of mine would actually see the light of day. So I made an itch.io page and a trailer for the game. But that's about where the good things end again. The game itself gained no reputation, none at all. In the first month of release, it got 30 downloads total. The trailer video had about 100 views then, and the project peaked. The game only has been downloaded 38 times even now, and none on Mac. This is a huge discouragement factor in game development for me in the future, so it was even less than the parkour game we made in a week. I learned the hard way that months of hard work on end didn't guarantee a great game. Maybe the game just sucks, I hope not, but the quality did deteriorate past the first few levels. Maybe on launch run? Probably, given that I only shared the video to friends, didn't use YouTube tag optimization, and didn't know how to optimize the game. Anyhow, I dismissed these questions as they echoed in my head, but we eventually forgot about it and moved on. However, I did want this project to be a staple in which that I could look back on and reflect. I want on the lessons learned in this project to be a memory to which that will propel me forward instead of holding me back. Then I really reflected. Why be sad for the views of others? I made the game for myself and self-improvement, converting an entire project from scratch to Unreal. The purpose was self-improvement, not self-deprecation. So armed with a new perspective, I reevaluated my experiences creating Subway Chaos and concluded that it was worth it despite all the failures and troubles that I had. Even better, not only did I learn Unreal Engine better, I learned a valuable lesson of the real world. Cringe, I know. Anyways, that was my indie game development story of all the struggles and all the successes releasing my first game. I hope you've enjoyed this video and subscribe. I promise the future content wouldn't be as depressing as this one.